Senator Vidak, do you wish to take up file item 65? Pass on file. File item 66, Senator Wynne. Mr. Secretary, please read.
Assembly concurrent resolution 110 by Assemblymember Wilk relative to Korean American Day.
Senator Wynne.
Thank you, Madam President. Colleagues, today I rise to present ACR 110 by Assemblyman Wilk, a resolution recognizing January 13 as Korean American Day. This resolution recognizes the important contributions that Korean Americans have made in America, and especially in our state. 20% of our nation's Korean population lives in Southern California. Since 1903, Korean Americans have made many positive impacts in our state and our nation. Korean Americans have become an integral part of mainstream American society and have made important contribution as Californians in the field of finance, technology, law, medicine, education, sports, media, the arts, the military, and also government. I'm proud to be a co-author of this resolution that seeks to confirm January 13 as Korean American Day. I respectfully ask for your aye vote on ACR 110. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Wynne. Any debate or discussion on this item? Seeing and hearing none, is there any objection to substituting a unanimous roll call? Seeing and hearing none, ayes 37, no 0. The resolution is adopted. File item 67, Senator Hall. Do you wish to take up that item? Mr. Secretary, please read.
Assembly concurrent resolution 118 by Assemblymember McCarty relative to Black History Month.
Senator Hall.
Yes, Madam President, as Chair of the California Legislative Black Caucus, I rise to present ACR 118, which recognizes February 2016 as Black History Month, and I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Thank you, Senator Hall. Any debate or discussion on this item? Any debate or discussion? Seeing and hearing none, is there any objection to substituting a unanimous roll call? Seeing and hearing none, ayes 37, no 0. The resolution is adopted. File item 68, Senator Runner not at her desk. That appears to complete the daily file. Does anyone wish to take up an item where we may have passed on file or temporarily? All right. Seeing none, we will return, colleagues, to motions and resolutions. This is the time to adjourn in memory. Senator Anderson.
Thank you, Madam President. Senators, too often on this floor, we give speeches about many of our military who are serving overseas that put their lives in jeopardy to save others, to protect their fellow man, to protect their fellow woman in the trenches. And too often we lose people. But sadly today, we have somebody who risked their life to save another person's life, and I rise in honor of memory of Kara Larson. What makes Kara such a unique individual is she's 10 years old. She was a fourth grader who lived in Lakeside, and is the oldest of 4 children. She was seen by her neighbors as a beautiful, playful, and a heroic young girl. Sadly, on February 22nd, Kara was playing in her front yard with 2 toddlers when she noticed a runaway Mercedes-Benz coming off of a hill towards a 2-year-old. And she ran to that 2-year-old's safety, pushing her out of the way, only to be struck by that Mercedes-Benz, later to lose her life. This act of selfless bravery Kara showed is an inspiration to all of us, because even at that tender age of 10 years old, she understood the importance of protecting her fellow man or fellow toddler. You know, I have a great speech here, but this is one of those stories that's just so moving and so inspiring, and I can't tell you how much I feel for the family, I feel for her 3 siblings, I feel for their neighbors. You know, it's not natural for us to lose a child. We expect at some point we may lose our parents or grandparents. And while that's a hardship enough, but to lose a 10-year-old in such a way, I think is absolutely devastating to the family. My heart and our prayers go out to the family for their horrific loss. But how proud they must be to have raised such a young lady at such an early age, to understand and appreciate the importance of life, that she would put her life on the line to protect another. I asked respectfully that we adjourn in memory of Kara Larson, and that we remember both her and her siblings and her parents in our prayers. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Anderson, and please make sure that her name is submitted to the desk so that we can at least try to honor her courage and her memory. Senator Hall.
Thank you, Madam President. Today I rise to adjourn in memory of Blondell Filer. Ms. Filer was born on April 23, 1929 in Elkhart, Indiana. Ms. Filer moved to California in 1952, making Compton her home and marrying former Compton City Council member, the Honorable Maxie D. Filer. From this union were born 7 very successful children: Maxine, Dwayne, Judge Kelvin Filer, Stephanie, Anthony, Dennis, and Tracy. As a graduate of Elkhart Business University, Ms. Filer knew the importance of education, which led her to instill the same regard for education in her children and the community at large. In 1969, Ms. Filer began working as a teaching assistant for the Compton Unified School District at Dickinson Elementary School, which specializes in arts education. While working at Dickinson, Ms. Filer helped create Dickinson Community Lighted Schools, which used school facilities into the evening hours to offer extra tutorial programs, dance, martial arts, vocal, instrumental music, roller skating, drill teams, as well as classes for parents. She worked in this capacity until 1971. Additionally, Ms. Filer worked at the Compton Bulletin newspaper from 1969 to 1972, writing a weekly column called Women's World. From 1971 to 1980, Ms. Filer worked as a parent involvement specialist for Davis Junior High School, working to engage parents in their children's education. During this time, Ms. Filer also created and directed the award-winning Dickinson David New Way Band. After her career in education, Ms. Filer served as an office manager and legal secretary for her son, the Honorable Judge Kelvin Filer, for 12 years, after which she retired. Ms. Filer was an excellent community servant, evidenced by her work with the Compton branch of the NAACP, the Compton Unified School District PTA Advisory Council, Boy Scouts of America, City of Compton Charter Review Commission, and the First Methodist Church of Compton. Senators, I respectfully ask that we adjourn in memory of Blondell Filer.
Thank you, Senator Hall, and our condolences to the family. Senator Morlock.
Thank you, Madam President. I know we adjourn in memory. I'm requesting that we adjourn in honor of Tora Ray Christensen, who was born just 7 hours ago. Her actual birthday is today, and I'd like to do that. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Gaines.
Thank you, Madam President. I would ask that we would adjourn in memory today in honor of Reverend Morris Lynn Cunningham. Reverend Cunningham went to be with his Lord and Savior on Friday, February 19th at Kaiser Hospital, Roseville. Born and raised on a small ranch in Oklahoma during the Great Depression, his childhood helped shape the calling of Reverend Cunningham, who wished above all else to serve others. After graduating from Southwestern Assemblies of God Bible College, he married the love of his life, Betty, who has joined us today, and moved west, settling in California. Once in California, Reverend Cunningham devoted his life to God's work. He built Assembly of God churches in Folsom, Lincoln, and other parts of the state, and had the privilege of 52 years of service as a pastor in 7 churches in 4 states, evangelizing in 12 states in total, and led thousands to the Lord. A devoted man with his family, he is survived by his 4 brothers, 2 daughters, 6 grandchildren, 5 great-grandchildren, in addition to the love of his wife, Betty, who, as I mentioned earlier, is with us in the Senate today. I ask that the Senate adjourn in the memory of a man who dedicated his life to growth of the church. Thank you,
Senator, and condolences to his spouse and others who may be with us today in his memory. Senator Wolk.
Thank you, Madam President. Members, I rise today to adjourn in the memory of Peter Mondavi, who passed away this past Saturday at his home in St. Helena at the age of 101. He was the youngest of 4 children and moved with his family to Lodi from Minnesota in 1922 so that his father could start a business shipping grapes back to Minnesota during Prohibition. His own start in the California wine business occurred at that time as he assembled and packed the 30-pound boxes for his father's grape shipping business. He was truly an innovator in the Napa Valley. He became very well known for his winemaking skills that eventually led to the development and the expansion of Chardonnay becoming one of the most popular wines in California. Throughout his career, he competed against his brother, Robert Mondavi, for control of the family Charles Krug Winery, which remains in operation today under his sons, Mark and Peter Jr. He was asked about his proudest accomplishment, and he said, "Never losing control of our family winery. If I could, I would tell my father that I did the best I could during the most difficult years. I was determined, and we held on." He credited his stamina to good genes, hard work, pasta bolognese, and a daily glass of Cabernet Sauvignon. Please join me in adjourning in the memory of Peter Mondavi.
Thank you, Senator Wolk. We have 2 more adjourns in the memory. Before we do that, though, we are under motions and resolutions. So without objection, Joint Rule 62A will be waived for the Budget and Fiscal Review Committee to meet on Monday at 9:30 a.m. The Budget Review Committee, Monday, 9:30 a.m. Moving along, Senator McGuire, under adjourn in memory.
Thank you so much, Madam President. I rise to adjourn in memory of Martha Nunez. I first got to know Martha when I was a student at Healdsburg High School. And I quickly learned that if you wanted to get something done, you turn to Mama Nunez. She made it her life mission, in her own words, to touch the lives of as many youth as she could and let them know that they could succeed and do whatever they want in life. All they had to do is work towards it. And for nearly 4 decades, she did just that. This daughter of a farm worker gave local students the tools they needed to work towards it as the leader of migrant education. With a caseload of 500 Latino students, she constantly pushed them to accomplish everything that they ever wanted. And because of Martha, hundreds of students were the first in their families to attend college. And I was honored to be able to work side by side with her, along with the incredible team from California Human Development, to found the Fulton Day Labor Center. And as she did always, she ended up running the place, along with the Day Labor Center in Healdsburg. Martha was tenacious, her expertise was unmatched, and we knew her ability to get the job done would move past any obstacles along the way. And I got to tell you, she fought hard to bring dignity to the hiring process for farm workers across the county. She fought hard to secure living wages, expand health services and education for farm workers all throughout our great county. And she was a leader in our community, and she was humble in her approach. But I got to tell you, Madam President, if you got in her way, she would break out a 2x4 to be able to move the issue forward. Sonoma County is not going to be the same without her impact. She is going to be deeply missed, and her legacy lives on. And I'm honored that we are joined today by her family. We have Martha's daughter Angelica here today, Martha's sister, thank you so much. And representatives from California Human Development, along with friends and family and farm workers from the Healdsburg and Fulton Day Labor Centers. Thank you so much, Madam President.
Thank you, Senator McGuire. Senator Nielsen, followed by Senator Leno.
Madam President, and ladies and gentlemen of the Senate, if I may add my sentiments for Peter Mondavi. It was my pleasure to know this true legend of wine in California. As a young farmer first running in that area that included Napa County, I became acquainted with Peter and his brother Robert. It always struck me that he and others like August Sebastiani, the absolute legends, the pinnacles of leadership and of the wine industry, who made American wines premier in the world, were so unassuming. No ego about them whatsoever. It amazed me. Peter would putter around the winery, and even in his more mature years, into his 90s, the offices were on the second story, up some very steep stairs, and Peter would always negotiate those to go up to the offices. And though this certainly was a very prosperous winery, there was nothing ostentatious about the headquarters or the offices of C.K. Mondavi or Charles Krug. Nothing ostentatious about the winery. Peter kept it pretty much like he picked it up when his father died, and he continued the legacy. But he advanced the legacy incredibly. Surely his father would smile down upon what Peter had done with that fabulous legacy. Truly a wonderful man. Just 4 years ago, I took my sons up, and they had the pleasure of sitting down and talking with that great man. So his legacy gets to be continued through the knowledge of my own sons to know such a truly wonderful inspiration, a man who helped make American wine premier in the world. Peter Mondavi will be missed, but his legacy in the great wines of America will live on.
Thank you, Senator Nielsen. Senator Leno,
Thank you, Madam President. For purpose of announcement,
without objection.
the Committee on Budget and Fiscal Review will meet for an informational hearing at 11 a.m. this morning in room 4203.
Thank you, Senator Leno. Any other announcements? Anything further under motions and resolutions? Seeing and hearing none. And if there is no other business, Senator De Leon, the desk is clear.
Thank you, Madam President. Colleagues, have a safe travels back home. Have a very safe and a wonderful and productive weekend. To many of my Democratic colleagues, we'll see each other in San Jose. We have the convention, CDP. And so there's no mistake. We will have session this Monday. We will reconvene at 12 o'clock, 12 p.m., not at 2 p.m. So for all the staff members who are watching right now via television, please make arrangements for your members to be here on time. We want to start on time precisely because we have so much on our plate that day. But please, 12 o'clock Monday. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator De Leon. The Senate will be in recess until 3:30, at which time the adjournment motion will be made. We will reconvene, colleagues, Monday at noon. Monday at noon.